Introduce ourselves. Everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Chillin Out. My name is Iceman Prime. I am your host today, and today I got a special guest with us today. Y'all show your love for Miss Rebecca MC.
Hello, everybody.
I see you, Kimmy. Issa, what's good? Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for the point redemption towards the Fortnite challenge. So, which I'll talk more about that a bit later. But Becca, again, thank you for being on the show today. Why don't you go ahead and tell the audience, what you like, give a little introduction to yourself, about yourself, and all that jazz.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Nope.
I am a lone YouTube streamer in a world of Twitch streamers. So I actually started on Twitch streaming gameplay. I play a variety of games, so mostly action, adventure games, and RPGs, but I'll play really any games. So I started on Twitch about a year ago, like early June last year. I started on Twitch. And then I moved to YouTube. I completely moved everything over there, streaming all my content creation over to YouTube, which we'll talk about more in the show. And then in like September-ish, and I've been there ever since. And I also run a video series on my channel called Small Streamer Diaries, where I talk about this stuff a lot, like reasons why I moved over to YouTube, why I think people just need to do more research on streaming platforms and the content creation market, because things change very, very quickly, and it's important to keep yourself updated on those things. And then just some of the things that I've learned along my journey, because I feel like I hear a lot of things about content creation and about streaming, but there are some things that I had to like find out on my own, because nobody specifically, explained certain things to me. And so I am sure if I have questions on those, there's lots of people that have the same question. So I started doing videos on things, questions that I had that other people may have as well, just to help other people out that were, starting out just like me.
Yeah, very good. That's what's up. That is good. That is very good. So question. I'm guess a question that's on a lot of people's minds is what made you jump from Twitch to YouTube?
Sure. So yeah, that's a question I get a lot. And when I first went to YouTube, I had literally everybody asking me, like, why would you go to YouTube? And the reason is, well, there's lots of reasons actually. But the biggest reason is that my Twitch channel was not really growing very much, and I was getting really frustrated. I was getting really upset. And so at that point, like a few months into my Twitch channel, I was Googling, like, how do I grow my stream? How do I grow as a content creator? Because I was going live a lot. Like, I had a regular schedule. I went live for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. I was doing like all the things that I was supposed to do. I was like talking the whole time, interacting with chat, and it just still didn't seem to be growing. So I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong here? So this is really when I started to get into all of my research, and what I found was some bigger creators were suggesting, hey, if your Twitch channel is not growing, you should consider other streaming platforms. And then also at this point, there were a few creators out there. There are more now at this point, but last year when I was looking at this, there were only a few creators out there that were saying, like, you know what, Twitch is not really good for creators. Like, they treat their creators very badly. You should at least consider going to a different platform if you're not happy there. And so I was already kind of like leaning towards it, because I was like, okay, I need to do something different because my Twitch channel is not growing. I also liked on YouTube that you can grow offline, and I can only be live like a very small minority of the time, right? I don't do it full time. I have a full-time job. I have a dog. I have to do regular life on top of that. So I can only go live maybe like 4 to 20 hours a week. It's not that much. Like 20 hours a week, that would be a lot for me. And, on Twitch, you can only grow when you're live, really. And so I like that on YouTube, you can just grow offline. I can just if I can't stream, if I go on vacation, I don't have to worry about it. I have content that will grow there. So I don't feel as much pressure to have a schedule either. I also like that the ad viewing experience is better on YouTube. You can skip ads. They have very short ads. Like if it's like a 5-second ad, you can't skip it, but then, you know, it's only for like 5 seconds. But if it's like a 30-second ad, you can skip it. YouTube knows when they've just shown you an ad, so they won't show you an ad again if they know they've just shown you an ad. And I also just wanted to get there before YouTube really made their live streaming a success, because I tried to get in on Twitch when it was already blown up. Like everybody's on Twitch now trying to, you know, become a streamer. And if I felt like if I want to stand out, I had to go do something new. And I feel like YouTube is going to take over the live streaming space within a few years. And so I want to get there before that happens. I don't want to get there after. You know, like that would be counterproductive to me. Like you want to be one of the first ones there. You don't want to be there after everybody's gotten there. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
Got. That's what's up. That's what's up. I assume, you know, before you make the jump to YouTube, I assume you did like a lot of research, you know, into it and everything before you actually made the jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did a whole ton of research, and I think to other people, you know, it seems like I went to YouTube out of nowhere, because one day I was just like, I'm gonna go to YouTube, and nobody really saw all the research I was doing. And, you know, a lot of these like big streamers are going to YouTube too. So I went to YouTube around the same time that Tim the Tatman did. And it wasn't like because he went to YouTube, but that was kind of like my sign that I should go to YouTube, because I was already leaning towards going to YouTube. But then when Tim the Tatman went, I was like, okay, this is my sign. Like these really big streamers are going to YouTube, and they are saying like, oh, I want to be on YouTube because there's a better work-life balance. Like Twitch requires these really big streamers to stream so much that they miss events in their lives. Like they talk about how they miss like birthdays, anniversaries, vacations, and YouTube doesn't require them to stream as much because their content can just grow offline. And so it's kind of like if these big streamers who get like thousands and thousands of people in their streams every time, if they're saying, you know, just streaming on Twitch, streaming for these long hours on Twitch is not sustainable, like what does that mean for, you know, smaller creators who can't go as live as much as they can?
Right.
So that's something I thought about as well.
Right. And I think that's kind of sort of like the issue with content creating on Twitch, especially recently when they announced I think they announced like a new ad split or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to show 3 minutes worth of ads, which in my personal opinion is very counterproductive and kind of I don't want to say the word, but why do you have to stream for why has to be bare minimum of 3 minutes for something that could turn your audience away, you know, because the audience, you know, they came here to see you and to see you stream and everything, you know, and they want to get like a constant flow of that, and for that to be interrupted by a whole bunch of ads, and I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to make sense as a not to only everyone that's doing that wants to get into content on Twitch. I just think it kind of makes it harder personally.
Yeah, I totally agree. And with the ads thing on Twitch too, I've seen people posting their ad offers on Twitter, and I mean, everybody gets different offers, but some people have been getting these crazy offers. Like I saw one where somebody posted their ad offer, and it was like, you know, they were getting offered like a certain amount of money to run 1 minute of ads, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes of ads per hour. But for each one of those, they still had to stream 190 hours for the month in order to get that revenue, that offer that Twitch was giving them. And I was like, 190 hours a month? That's crazy. Like, there's no way, if that offer was given to me, there's no way I would have been able to take any of those. There's a fly. There's a fly that just flew in front of my camera.
I thought for a minute I thought I thought your camera was I thought that was a
Yeah,
filter
that's
for a
fun.
minute.
And then, on YouTube, like I don't even know if ads show up in the middle of a stream. Like I've never seen one, but I don't know, I don't know if they do. Maybe I just haven't watched it enough on YouTube, but even if they do show up in the middle of a stream on YouTube, on like you can rewind a stream, like a live stream on YouTube. So even if an ad pops up in the middle of a YouTube live stream, you can just go back and rewind, but there's no rewinding on Twitch. So you miss something,
Ooh,
like you missed it. You're gonna have to go watch the VOD.
ooh, I didn't know that. That is something new about YouTube. I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
And I
know.
mean, I feel like if YouTube can put in a rewind function, then, I'm sure Twitch could do it too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they do like picture in picture now, but that's still
Mhm.
kind of you're still kind of missing out on the stream a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
it you're able to see it. You're able to see it, of course, like on the upper right, but you won't be able to hear. Okay, what's going
Yeah.
on. Like, what if there's like a hype moment? Someone's going, yeah, this guy, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But so
Yeah, I've just liked YouTube better in almost every single way. I know they have a long way to go with live streaming, but like I said, I wanted to get there beforehand. So
right,
I have a lot of people saying to me, well, oh, YouTube doesn't have this, YouTube doesn't have that. Like, it doesn't have the channel rewards, it doesn't have hype trains, it doesn't have bits or, all the fun stuff that Twitch has. They have emotes, but you have to have, I don't remember. I think you have to be monetized or you have to have a certain amount of subscribers. But, getting affiliate on Twitch, that is very, very easy. Like that's a very short-term win. Whereas on YouTube, it's a very long road to get monetized, but I also think it's a very long road to get Twitch partner. But
right,
one of the biggest reasons I went to YouTube is because I was like, okay, I want to get there before all those things happen. And then now YouTube has put in their equivalent of raids and gifted subs. They're in beta right now, so they're not available to everybody that streams on YouTube, even if they're a partner. But I think that they're getting there. Like everything I've seen from YouTube is they're improving their live streaming stuff. And then it seems like everything that Twitch does, it just gets like worse and worse for creators.
yeah, definitely. I noticed on YouTube. I think now you can tip your creators now, if I'm not mistaken. Like if you, I don't know what it's called, but like I seen it on recently where like when someone comments, they'll leave like a monetary donation.
Yeah, it's a super chat.
Super chat. Okay.
Yeah. But I think also people, YouTube names of stuff are not like as fun as Twitch.
It's Twitch
Too,
names.
like, yeah, like super chat versus bits. Like bits is just like a more fun name, and then like raids is a more fun name. So YouTube calls their version of raids live redirects, which is like a very silly name. But those things are very minor to me. Like I'm like, yeah, I think it's kind of stupid that they called it live redirect, but I'm not gonna give up the whole platform because of something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a naming thing. And stuff
Yeah.
like-
And who knows, maybe they will rename it because it's in beta right now. And
Right.
Facebook Gaming, they also named it Raids. So, they could all have the same name. It's not like Twitch has a copyright on the word raid.
Right. Speaking of a Facebook gaming, did you ever consider Facebook gaming at one point?
I did. So when I moved to YouTube, I started multi-streaming on Facebook and Trovo as well. And so if you don't know Trovo, it's like this new live streaming platform. Not a whole ton of people are on it, more than I expected actually. But most people have never heard of it. It's no Twitch or YouTube or Facebook. But I was multi-streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Trovo all at the same time. I just couldn't multi-stream to Twitch because I'm an affiliate. And if you don't know, if you're an affiliate, you can't multi-stream. If you're a partner, you can't multi-stream either. And Twitch is the only platform that does that. They are the only ones that have any kind of exclusivity, which I also don't like. So I stopped multi-streaming on to Facebook and Trovo just recently, just because like they weren't really growing at all. I mean, like Trovo and Facebook weren't like negative for me, but they just like weren't going anywhere. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus completely on YouTube then.
Understandable. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I see a Nuke in the chat. Nuke Touch, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. Can we get a shout out for Nuke Touch if any of my mods are available? Also, Spiceless. Didn't mean. I'm not trying to ignore you. We're just trying to keep up with the show and trying to balance the chat. So much truth spoken. I see my boy Geek Foolish. What's good, my man? What's good? What's good? Show your love for everybody in the chat. My man Geek Foolish, I hope you're doing well. Let me give you a shout out here. Geek Foolish is a music creator. Actually, he creates a lot of music and everything on Twitch. I think he also does it on YouTube as well. So if y'all haven't checked out my good friend Geek Foolish, go leave him a follow. So Becca, I am going to redirect everyone to a part of your streamer diaries here. Okay. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, can y'all hear us now? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear us? Oh, and by the way, Oh, also, Geek, if you can hear me, I made you a mod again. All right.
Or a sub or a bit or any sort of notification, I always get it in its streaming.
Yeah. So this is I think is the first point.
As well integrated into streaming apps as Twitch does. So what I mean by streaming stuff, because I don't really know what else to call it, is like on Twitch, I never miss a follow or a donation or a sub or a bid or any sort of notification.
Thanks for that, Geek.
I always get it in my activity feed and I always get an alert. But for YouTube, like half of my alerts are just not there. Like I can look in my activity feed and half of the people that subscribe to me on YouTube just won't be there. I could do a stream on YouTube and I'm pretty sure that some people will subscribe to me during my stream because after I hit end stream, I have more subscribers than when I started the stream. But I didn't get any alerts. Another
That is a good point.
Okay, so I couldn't really hear myself on there. So what did I say there?
So basically, you were saying that that when someone like subs to your channel in real time. Oh my god, I'm sorry. What? Sorry, my mother's calling me while I'm.
Oh boy.
Sorry about this, guys. I gotta take this. I'll be right back.
Okay.
By the time you get to the edge of it, it will be back up. That's why you can do this solo with Kaya.
Yeah, it just takes forever solo. That's why you don't want to do it solo. You want to
Oh, we're almost there. Getting closer.
You
Oh
really just
man.
want to mess up you.
No! No!
Are you kidding me?
Alright, I saved it for us.
Get back, hurry.
Bring it over here. You can bring it over here.
Alright, bring it over here.
Your eyes is far enough that you can bring it back.
Control. Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Suki, why did you change? You were so close.
The stuff, bro. Let's take them off our eyes. Get them off.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
I warned you.
If you guys haven't already, follow my boy Club Famous, leader of the Foundation. My dog for real. Follow him. Twitch. Yeah. Dog for life.
No, you fucking don't. No, you fucking don't. Oh God! Oh my God! Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my mother was downstairs. She needed help moving something heavy. So back to the video here. You were talking about you're basically talking about like when someone subs to you in real time and everything, like YouTube basically didn't notify you, and you would have like you wouldn't know like anything until after the stream or after the fact. So
Yeah, and that's still an issue. Like I will go live and I'll have a certain amount of subscribers, and then I end stream and I'll have like a few more subscribers than when I did at the beginning of the stream. And I'm like, okay, so people must have subscribed to me when I was live, but I just like the alert just didn't go off. And I think it's just because YouTube is just not at that level of Twitch streaming yet, and they don't have everything working perfectly. But I mean, I knew that going into YouTube, right? Like I knew their live streaming stuff was not as good as Twitch is, but once again, like I wanted to get there before that happened. Because a lot of that drives a lot of people, like 99% of the people I talk to, like that's the reason they don't want to go to YouTube for streaming. They're like, well, YouTube doesn't have this that Twitch has, and they don't have this, and they don't have this. But to me, like, that's kind of like the wrong mindset to have. Like, you don't want to just do what everybody else is doing, or you don't want to be on a platform that's already been established. You want to go and do something new. You want to be a trailblazer. You want to, you want to stand out. You don't want to just wait for YouTube to become successful at streaming and then go over there, and then you're just going to be, among a sea of people that's also going over to YouTube. You want to be one of the first ones there. And so, like, I have to deal with a lot of these things, these problems that YouTube has, but I knew that going in. I was prepared for it. And then, I saw a guy on TikTok, and he said most people fail because they give up what they want in the future for what they want now. And I kind of feel like that's how that describes a lot of people that want to stay on Twitch, just because they're like, well, I just want what Twitch gives me now, and they don't really focus on the potential of YouTube. So
Right.
Are you gonna have to deal with like some growing pains if you come over to YouTube? Like, yeah, of course. But I think in the long term, it's better. It's better for your growth.
Right. And I think YouTube is, is just now catching up to Twitch and like the streaming and everything. So there's, it's still, I guess, YouTube is still new, quote unquote, in terms of like the content creating architecture. So, but
yeah, and they've had
point.
they've had a live streaming feature for a long time, like way before Twitch even came around, but they just didn't do it correctly like Twitch did.
Right.
So even though Twitch was newer than YouTube, they just had a whole bunch of features that worked really well. But now I think, YouTube is starting to reverse, where YouTube's like, okay, now we've got the video market down. They're the king of videos. And so now they're focusing really hard on live streaming. They've gotten all these big streamers to go over there. And I think they're going to do it. I really think they're going to take over the live streaming space in a few years.
Right. Another thing, this is something else I wanted to add, but let me, just because of time, we'll just we'll just continue on with your the video here. The second point, which I think was probably the most important point in my opinion that I got out of this video. We'll go ahead and play that for the audience.
Like there are on Twitch. Like there's no channel rewards, there's no sub badges, there's no VIPs.
Okay, no, it's the third point that was the most important,
like
not the second, not this one.
Raids on Twitch that really contribute to everybody's community feel and experience as well. And I understand that there's something similar to raids on YouTube, but those are only for partners, whereas anybody can raid on Twitch.
That is a very good point. Is that still a thing on YouTube?
Okay, wait, what was the point there?
Basically, like,
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to tell me what I said, because I can't really hear it.
You can't hear it? Okay.
I mean, I can like sort of hear it, but I can't
Oh.
hear it well enough to like understand what I'm saying.
Alright. I had the volume turned down on my YouTube here. Let me play it.
Okay.
Let me play
Okay.
it again.
Sub badges, there's no VIPs or anything.
Can you hear it now?
There's also things
Okay.
like hype trains and raids on Twitch that really contribute to everybody's community feel and experience as well. And I understand that there's something similar to raids on YouTube, but those are only for partners, whereas anybody can raid on Twitch.
Yeah. That is
Okay.
a good point.
Yeah, it's Twitch. Something else that Twitch does really well is they do that community thing. Like everybody really feels like they're part of a community on Twitch. But I also think that that's something that YouTube is getting there. They're just not there yet. But like for me, like being on YouTube, I had to start over being on YouTube because like anytime you change platforms, even these really big streamers, anytime anyone's going to change platforms, they're going to lose viewership. And so I basically had to start over. I started like a brand new channel on YouTube, 0 subscribers. But I think that with all the things that YouTube is implementing, all those things that are more similar to Twitch, like the raids, the gifted subs, and the emotes, like super chats, like they have things that are equivalent to what you have on Twitch. And I think they are bringing that like kind of community feel over, because now I do have some people, and I mean not a lot, but like a few people who do return to my YouTube streams, and they follow me on my socials, and they're like, hey, when are you going live again? So I am building a community there as well. Twitch just like, they did an awesome job at it, right? Like they did an awesome job at doing that whole community feel. But I mean, I don't see any reason why it couldn't happen on YouTube. Like if everybody who was unhappy on Twitch just up and moved to YouTube, like we could make all of those things happen. But yeah, I definitely feel like YouTube is like there's less of a community feel there, but then also at the same time, I mean, that's good and bad, because you have such tight-knit communities on Twitch, but then they can also get very cliquey at the same time, and people will only go to like the streamers that they've established a community with, and they're not really open to going to new people. But like on YouTube, there's less of a click. There's less of a thing for, yeah, there's less of a thing with that. Like people click on new videos all the time. That's just how YouTube works. They recommend you new videos all the time. And so like I have new people coming into my stream because YouTube like recommends them my stream, and they're just like more willing to like look at new people than I think Twitch viewers are.
Got it. All right. So I think we're gonna look at the third point, which this was the most important. This was the one that really got me.
All right, so thing number 3, the user interface of YouTube. I have seen lots of videos talk about this, that the user interface is terrible. It's really hard to search for live streams, and it's even harder to just browse through live streams. If somebody finds an interface that's too hard to use, they'll just give up. Like, they'll just go straight back to Twitch if they find that YouTube's interface for live streaming is too difficult. Alright, so let's go take a look at that interface. So here's my homepage.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pause that.
If I wanted to go check out live streams, just go browsing them, I would go to this side panel over here, scroll down until I saw live. And honestly, this is just the way that I've figured out how to go to live streams. Like, there might be other ways to browse live streams and get to them. I just don't even really know how, other than just typing them into the search bar. Alright, so on this live page, YouTube will give me different categories of live streams. Let's say I want to go to gaming. So I'll scroll down until I see gaming. Okay, so there's gaming. So let's say I just wanted to browse, right? And I click this arrow to the right to see more streams. Here are some more streams I can look at. But there's not another arrow here. I mean, I'm sure there has to be more streams on right now, but YouTube is not showing me all of them.
This is what really stood out to me, and because streaming on Twitch, because on Twitch you can filter your choice, but you want to stream by category, you can even filter it by the name of the game itself. Whereas it looks like on YouTube, like it's pretty like bare bones. Like it's just gaming in general and stuff like that.
Yeah, so there is actually, and I mean, this is still a problem on YouTube. Like, I just, went to browse live streams, and it's still the same thing. Like, I mean, they only show you what did I have my video, like 6 streams? I'm like, I know there's more people streaming this game right now, or like live right now. It just doesn't show me. But there is a way you can filter by the games, but it's not intuitive at all. Like, I think I found this out too after I did that video. Like, you have to click on explore and then go to gaming, and then where it says top live games, you can just click on that title and it'll show you games that are live right now. And then you can just click on one to just see whoever's live. But I mean, YouTube never tells you that. Like, I don't even know how I found that out. I think I was just clicking around on stuff, and I was like, oh, I can click on top live games, and it brought me to like the list of games that everybody was playing right now that were live. So yeah, that definitely could use some improvement.
Yeah, and I
So
think
that's still an issue with YouTube.
yeah, I think I think the key, I think like the very first thing people keep on Twitch for is okay, okay, this person is live, like how can I navigate to that without having to look at it as if I'm looking at an encyclopedia. So I think accessibility, I think, is like the key thing, to like for people to go to people, like go on people's streams and access it and stuff. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but
Yeah, no, I understand. It's definitely a con to YouTube. But I also think that like the YouTube algorithm for discoverability, it's so good. Like, it's so much better than Twitch's that I feel like it kind of mitigates this whole, oh, I just want to like browse live streams on YouTube. That's very difficult to do, to just randomly browse live streams if you don't really know who you want to watch. Then that's very difficult. But I like the last like 5 to 10 new people in my streams, I've asked them like, oh, how did you find the stream? Like, some people have said Twitter, but a lot of them said, oh, like YouTube just recommended me to you. And so that's one of the biggest reasons I stayed on YouTube, is because of their discoverability, their algorithm.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. One of my mods, Kimmy, says that it's close. The usability is more simpler, and it's better and easy for people to learn faster. Kimmy, are you referring to Twitch or YouTube, so I can specify? That's really cool. Geek Foolish says that's really cool to hear about YouTube's recommendation algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people say that the algorithm doesn't work for live streams, like it's only for videos. But like that may used to have been true, but they're improving things all the time. Like, they're really working hard on their live streaming stuff. And so I think they've improved their algorithm, because I used to not get a lot of people who came into my streams and was just like, oh, I just found you randomly through YouTube's recommendation. And now I'm getting more people who are saying that.
Well, for me, the only like whenever you go live on YouTube, I either will get a notification on my phone, or lately what I've noticed on YouTube is if I'm subscribed to someone and I'm on their and I've been on their stream at least once, whenever I watch it on my whenever I'm on my phone and I go to the YouTube app, that's like the first video that'll pop up on my recommendations. So it's a sign that their algorithm is improving. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube's owned by Google, so it's the best search algorithm in the world.
Kimmy says something about like filtering or something like that. Yeah. So Twitch, I guess Twitch has more filtering options compared to YouTube's algorithm, but and then you said that you don't never get notification on YouTube from your streamer, huh? Interesting. But usually, if you're subbed to someone and they go live, like, well, I don't know if it's different on depending on if it's iOS or Android, but I use Android. Whenever someone I'm subscribed to goes live, it'll pop up on my phone. And sometimes way after the fact, like the following day, if they did like a live stream or posted a new video, I'll get a notification on my phone about that too. So
Yeah.
all right, Becca.
Yeah, I get the
sorry.
notifications too. I think, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of like hitting the bell icon where you get all the notifications, or I mean, you can choose to get like some notifications or all notifications or whatever. But I mean, I get the notifications too. I mean, not on my phone, but like I have to go into the YouTube app to like and then like look at my notifications. But if I'm on my computer, I get notifications like right away.
Yeah. All right. So my next question for you, Becca, is actually, one of my mods has a question for you. Kimmy says could be a me thing. Could be, Kimmy. Could be.
User error.
Yeah. Geek Foolish asks, does YouTube reveal the people's username / handle names after a person subscribed to you so you can further engage with them?
I mean, yes. Like, it'll tell you, like, just like on Twitch, it'll say, like, you know, so-and-so subscribe to you. Although, just like the alerts when I'm live streaming, I don't always get a notification on who, like, subscribed to me. Like, sometimes I just see my subscriber count go up, and then I don't have a notification of, like, who subscribed to me. But if you do get the notification, like, it does tell you who subscribed to you. And then there's also an option, let me look, but there's also, I forget where it is. I'll have to look it up and tell you guys about it. But there's a place in like YouTube Studio.
You can keep talking. Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. So so if you go into like YouTube Studio and in your dashboard, you can see your recent subscribers. And then from there, so I can see that you can just like subscribe to them too. Like there's a little subscribe button so you can like mass subscribe to people that have subscribed to you. Although, okay, so YouTube does have a message here that says only includes users who have made their subscriptions public. So it's only showing me people who have their subscribers public. So otherwise it won't show you who subscribed to you.
Hey Becca, before I ask my question, I'm sorry for all these me in and out interruptions.
No problem.
But having people
good.
coming, I have my family and people coming in and out of my house today.
Yeah.
So Kimmy asked, does YouTube have bots issues like Twitch? So I guess she's asking, do people do, on Twitch there's like people that do like bot raids where they'll post like some racist BS or they'll attack the streamer and stuff like that. Is there stuff like that going on in YouTube? Bot follow.
Yeah. Like a little bit, but it's nowhere at the level that Twitch has them. Like I have gotten maybe a few bots spamming my streams or my comments, but it's not a lot. It's not like anything I had to deal with on Twitch. Like on Twitch, like I swear every single time I streamed, I would get a bot being like, do you want more followers? Bigfollows.com or whatever. Like every single stream, and I'm like banning left and right, or my mod is banning them left and right. But on YouTube, I hardly ever get those. And the way that YouTube also, the way that they have raids or their live redirect set up right now, it's in a way to prevent that. I think they did go a little bit overboard, because right now they have it so that only people who subscribe to you can like redirect or raid, or they have to add you to a list of like approved raiders. And I think it's to combat hate raids and things like that. I think it is a little bit overboard, but I think I don't know, I guess they're just being like overly cautious or something. But yeah, I was just talking about that. Like I was just talking about to somebody, I can't even remember who I was talking to, but I was just talking about how like I don't have to deal with like the spam and the bots as much as I did on Twitch. It's very few bots. I mean, occasionally they pop up, but I wouldn't say it was like a problem like it is on Twitch.
Twitch? I hope you learn from this. Those though, because these bot follows, these bot raids, they've been a problem for the past I want to say year or so, and you guys said you guys are gonna be on them, but yet it's still happening. So, just saying.
Yeah, and I think YouTube they were very proactive with their live redirects. They were very proactive in trying to prevent those things.
Geek Foolers, I think was referring to what you were talking about earlier. That's pretty cool. I wasn't sure if that info was available to you since it gives me the opportunity to hide my info. And he says, oh, it does hide for people that choose to hide their info.
Yeah, so if somebody has their subscriber, like who they're subscribed to, private, then I can't see if they've subscribed to me. So that might be why I don't always get a notification of who subscribed to me. If they have who they're subscribed to private, then it won't show me.
Alright, Kimmy says, to be fair, easy to make bots and just spam them to do the same thing. Sadly, that is a true statement. Sadly,
yeah.
I guess people don't have better things to do than to ruin the lives of other people online. Mm-hmm. So, it's sad reality, unfortunately. But anyway, all that aside, I think I got time for maybe one or two more questions. The big question I wanted to ask, for those, you from your experience, from those who are thinking about switching to YouTube, to stream on YouTube, what pieces of advice would you give to someone that is wanting to stream on YouTube from Twitch?
So I would say, I mean, there's a lot of advice I could give, but I would say the most important thing I would say is Twitch and YouTube aren't this direct comparison. They work very differently. They're very different platforms. I have an entire video on this because people try to do this kind of one-to-one direct comparison of oh, well, I tried YouTube for a week and I didn't get as many live viewers as I did on Twitch, so I'm going back to Twitch. And they just don't work the same at all. Like on Twitch, you're more likely to have more live viewers because that's all Twitch is, right? It's just a live streaming platform. But on YouTube, since you're more likely to grow offline, YouTube requires more time and patience. But I've seen people, go to YouTube for a week and then, they're like, oh, there's no discoverability there. I'm going back to Twitch. And they don't give it enough time. But YouTube is like a slow burn. You have to give it more time and patience in order to gain traction. And, going back to the thing I said before where I saw that guy on TikTok saying most people fail because they give up what they want in the future for what they want now. And so it's that instant gratification of Twitch, even though I don't think that Twitch is good for most people long term. So you just have to really stick it out with YouTube. You have to be a lot more patient with YouTube than, you do with Twitch. And you also have to do thumbnails and titles on Twitch. I mean, well, you have to do titles on Twitch too, I guess. But for YouTube, since there's an algorithm and there's a whole strategy behind making your video searchable and clickable on YouTube. So you've got to do a thumbnail, which you don't have to do on Twitch, which I've seen a lot of people a lot of people have told me this too. They are driven away from YouTube because they're like, that's so much work. I have to do a thumbnail every single time I go live. So that's also something to be aware of, which I still think it is worth it in the long term. But then it's YouTube on YouTube, you'll get more views, or well, I guess not necessarily more, but you will get views offline. Your streams will just turn into videos that will live on your channel forever. And on Twitch, if you're an affiliate, your VODs only stay there for 2 weeks. And if you're a partner, I think they only stay for 2 months. But either way, they will not be on your channel forever. And on YouTube, I get videos on YouTube recommended to me from 1 year ago and 5 years ago. So on YouTube, like any one of your videos, no matter how old it is, can be recommended to people. And so it's just that like offline view, is that worth more, or is that worth less than a view when you're live? I think a lot of people don't consider those things. So my biggest piece of advice, I think it would be like, don't think of them as like working exactly the same thing, because the same way, because people get really frustrated with YouTube and they like immediately go back to Twitch because they're like, well, it doesn't work the same way as Twitch. I mean, but like, no, it doesn't. Like, it's mostly a video platform. And so you want to treat it like it's more of a video platform than a streaming platform.
Yeah, I think you probably seen it on Twitter. People giving advice. Would you also say, for people, for people that want to, for people that get into content creating, or people that want to stay on Twitch, would another good advice would be to diversify your content. In other words, stream stream on Twitch, but then like kind of dissect your VODs and put them on YouTube, kind of like a don't put all your eggs in one basket kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if you look up how to grow my stream on Twitch, or how to grow my channel on Twitch, all the advice you will see is like, oh, you have to go to another platform and grow an audience there and then bring them over to Twitch, which I think honestly is like a little bit silly, that I have to like go to an entirely new platform just so I can grow on Twitch. Like, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me, which is also another reason I moved to YouTube, because there's just no discoverability on Twitch, and there's no, like with YouTube, there's all these channels and videos and advice on how to work the algorithm of YouTube, how to make clickable thumbnails, good titles, all of that stuff. There's a strategy and like a science behind YouTube, but on Twitch, there's no like strategy behind it. The strategy is to go somewhere else and then bring people over to Twitch, because there's no discoverability on Twitch. And I do also want to say that I have heard people say like, well, you can't blame the discoverability on Twitch. Maybe you're just like a bad streamer. Maybe you're just a bad content creator. Don't blame Twitch, for your shortcomings. But I mean, on YouTube, it's like I still have to do all the things I would do on Twitch. I just don't have to do it as much, because I can, the discoverability is so good that I can focus more on my content. I don't have to go out here on Twitter and spam my link everywhere and like hopes of somebody clicking on it. It's just, the discoverability part is just a tool. But I think as content creators, we want to equip ourselves with the best tools that we can find. And if YouTube's algorithm is the better tool, like, why would I not use the better tool there? And I think, if you have bad content, or, content that people, I don't want to say bad content, but like content that people don't value, because maybe it's not bad content, but maybe it's just what people don't want to see at this moment, then the discoverability on YouTube is not gonna like make or break you either. Like, it's not gonna push out your content to people if they're not really looking to see it. But on Twitch, it's like you could have like the best content ever, and you still wouldn't ever get seen on Twitch, because there's no discoverability if you didn't do anything else. Like, if you only did Twitch, you didn't go on any other platform, you didn't make any other kind of content, you might not, like, it's likely you would never like get seen by anyone on Twitch, because they just list their streams from highest viewers to lowest viewers. There's just like, there's no discoverability there.
Yeah. Oh, that is a very good point. Those are some very, very good points you made. And I think the audience, everyone's watching this stream right now would agree that you gave some very valuable pieces of information in regards to YouTube streaming. And so, again, I just wanted to thank you for sharing your YouTube wisdom, content creating with all of us. we have time for some, there's some questions out of the subject, out of YouTube, out of YouTube streaming. Uh, so when as we were talking before we went live, uh, you mentioned you mentioned your fiance who also is a streamer.
Mhm.
His name is Adewale, if I said that correctly.
Yeah, well, that's his Twitch name.
How did he come up with that name?
Oh, so that is his favorite character from Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Oh, okay. Cause I don't know. I don't know if you do, but that's actually a Nigerian name. And as you guys know, as you guys some of you that know, I am a Nigerian as well. So I thought that was very fascinating.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So his favorite series is Assassin's Creed. I'm guessing.
It's one of his favorite series. He also likes Borderlands.
Oh,
I'd say Borderlands is probably the games that he's played the most. He has like 3,000 hours in Borderlands 2 or something crazy like that.
right. I'm a I played. I just got back into Borderlands recently when I got my PS5.
Yeah.
So, because I had gotten Borderlands on PS4, Borderlands 3 rather, and the Handsome Collection and all that. And, yeah. And I was playing that for a while, and then.
Okay. Yeah, and we still need to play Borderlands together too.
Oh, most definitely. Speaking of playing together, if you guys saw Rebecca MC's YouTube stream yesterday, I got to play some Ninja Turtles with her yesterday, and let me tell you something, guys. If you're playing the game with 3 or more players, it gets pretty crazy. It gets chaotic, but it's
really chaotic.
but in a good way. In a good way. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah,
and
it's a really fun game.
Definitely. I couldn't help but notice. By the way, Roto Boy, what's good? Welcome. I couldn't help but notice. Is that a Rocco's Modern Life shirt I see on you?
Yes, it is.
Oh man, that is like that was like one of my favorite cartoons. That was like one of my favorite cartoons growing up. Oh man, I remember Saturday afternoon, up in my bed, chilling on my bed, after a long gaming session, it'd be about 4 o'clock, and then Rocco's Modern Life came on, and I would just sit Indian style, glued to my TV, watching that show. That was man. Didn't they come up with a reboot of that? Like on Netflix?
I don't know.
Oh, did that ever come to fruition? I don't remember.
I don't know. I didn't hear about a reboot if they did one. I'll have to look that up.
Got it. So other than Rocco, like, were there any other cartoons you like to watch growing up outside of Rocco?
Yeah, I liked Rugrats, Real Monsters, Hey Arnold, Cat Dog.
Nickelodeon fan.
I love Nickelodeon. Doug.
Doug,
Yeah,
yes.
I was a big Nickelodeon person. Yeah, Doug was a great show.
Yeah, Doug. Now the Disney one. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, let's pretend like that doesn't exist. Anyway.
And the old X-Men men cartoon, I used to watch that. What else did I watch? I watched a bunch of old cartoons. I'm just gonna Google it. Oh, Ren and Stimpy. Love Ren and Stimpy. Old Nickelodeon cartoons. I have like a bunch of t-shirts that are like just like old Nickelodeon. Oh, Wild Thornberries. Well, that was Nickelodeon? I used to watch that. Ren and Stimpy. Oh, Angry Beavers. I love Angry Beavers. SpongeBob, of course. I'm a huge fan of SpongeBob. Oh my god! That's awesome!
The minute you said '90s X-Men, I had
Yeah.
to bring out the shirt. I had to bring that out. Look, that was like one of my favorite. That was like one of my favorite. That is probably my favorite cartoon of growing up.
Yeah.
My favorite cartoon, and a lot
Okay,
of
and then while you were gone, I also mentioned Ren and Stimpy, SpongeBob, Angry Beavers.
Angry Brief. Yes.
Angry Beavers was such a great show.
Riddle Boy says you have gone to legend tier with that shirt. Okay. He says, "Who are you? Good taste, god dear." Oh, Riddle Boy, man. Well, we love you, my man. We love you. Have either of y'all tried the Nickelodeon Smash Brothers knockoff game? So I think he's referring to Nickelodeon
No.
All-Star Brawl, which is, I
What?
believe, I have not either, but I do know it is free on PS Plus this month, if I
Oh.
recall. So I'll probably try it out, but I've seen the gameplay of it, and it's not.
Oh yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah.
If I want to play Smash Brothers, I'll play the actual Smash Brothers.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's just me. That's just
Yeah,
me.
I mean, you can't really beat Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
I've tried similar games to Smash Brothers, and yeah, they're not as good. Like Brawlhalla, I think it was called.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fun, but it's no Smash.
It's not Smash. Yeah,
No Smash.
yeah. I think the only ones I played that I played the PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I came to the conclusion: no, you cannot out Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So, Rocky
You
Four.
really can't.
What's good, Rocky? How you doing, my friend? Thank you for tuning into the stream here. So again, everybody, we are chilling out with Rebecca MC. Thank you for that shout out to Rocky. Have you played Elden Ring, Rebecca?
No, I haven't.
It's like, would you like to try it? Is it your cup of tea, or is it?
I think so. I mean, it's just like an action adventure game, right?
Yeah, it's. Rocky 4 says hello to me and Rebecca.
Hello, Rocky 4.
So I know we didn't get to touch too much about this, but Persona.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 5 in particular.
Great game.
Yes. As you guys know, I am a Persona 5 weeb. I literally worship I don't want to say worship. That's kind of creepy, but like Persona 5 Royal like changed my life basically in terms of like what is a really good JR why we love JRPGs, why I love JRPGs. So I gotta ask this question. Kimmy, I agree. Best JRPG of all time. That's kind of stretching it. But best JRPG of the modern days, yes. I gotta ask you. Best girl in Persona 5. I gotta ask the question.
Oh, that's so hard. Okay, so actually, because it's been a really long time since I played Persona, so let me just make sure. Let me look up all the girls and just make sure that I am not missing anybody.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, so we got
We'll talk about Royal, by the way,
On.
Kimmy.
Futaba, Makoto, Haru. Okay, so now that I'm refreshing my memory a little bit, I am going to say On. Okay, but see, here's the reason why I like her. I'm gonna tell you though
Okay.
why I
Okay.
like her. So I actually did not like her at first, but I think there were a lot of characters in Persona that I didn't really like at first, but once you get to know them, they get a lot better. And I did not like Anna at first because I thought she was kind of like shallow and sort of like ditzy. But once I hung out with her some more, I thought that she was a lot smarter and had a lot more personality than she appeared to have. And I just really liked her personality. I don't know. I mean, looking at these other girls now, I don't know. I didn't take to them as much as I did to An, like once I got to know her. Futaba, honestly, like I always thought she was like a little weird.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess they all,
but that's
they all are.
that's why I think, because Futaba was like she didn't know a lot about the world because she was a shut-in,
Yeah.
So I guess that's why I kind of related to her a bit, because I was a shut-in pretty much throughout my childhood until I went to college, and then I became more of a outgoing person.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I thought Futaba was really adorable, if that helps.
So my best girl is, well, everybody knows, Iceman just hating. Yeah, nah. I'm sorry. Okay, so don't get me wrong. You make a good point. I just thought, I don't know. I just thought An was a bit too snobby.
That's what I thought at first too, but then once I started getting to know her, I was like, okay, she's not as bad as I thought she was.
Yeah, like towards the end, she was more likable, but
yeah,
I just couldn't get that her snobby personality at the beginning. I just couldn't get that. I just couldn't get that taste out of my mouth. So,
yeah. Okay, so who's your best girl?
Everyone is gonna know Kasumi. She's a Royal exclusive.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, who's Kasumi? So I did not play Royal. So I don't even know Kasumi.
You have not played Royal?
No, I have only played the base game.
Why?
I have Royal because it's a really long game.
Oh, my heart. Oh, Rebecca, that hurt my heart to hear. No.
Okay, I had all intentions of playing it. I have it. I just haven't played it.
Okay.
That probably doesn't make it any better.
If I bought you said you already have Royal, right?
I have Royal somewhere. I think I bought it like digitally on my PlayStation. I can't remember. I'll have to find it.
Okay. If you streamed Royal on YouTube, I would be there for every single one. But
okay. I would be streaming it for like 3 months. It's such a long game.
It is. Yeah, I've been streaming the game for a year now, and I still haven't. And I'm only getting to. By the way, this is a spoiler alert. So, I'm pretty much at the next to the last palace. So, I still got a good bit to go. So, I probably won't be finishing the game till probably about August.
Yeah.
So it is a very long game though, and everything. Yeah. So by the way, Wit, thank you for the lurk. Makoto, best girl. Nah, no Kimi Kasumi. Nah. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Makoto. Extremely bossy.
I mean, I'm a fan of hers, but not better than Kasumi. Nah. Fight you. Okay, Kimi. Okay. All right, so. We have time for one more question. So I'm gonna flip the script here a little bit. This is something for the first time I've done on my show. Rebecca, you get to ask me a question. So fire away. Anything. It could be content creating, it could be in real life, it can be anything.
Okay.
By the way, what's good, Sparkle? Sam, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for the shout out to Sparkle. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
So, is there any Oh man, I have like a few questions I want to ask. Okay, I'll just pick one. You know what? I'll ask you the rest later.
Okay.
But okay, I'll ask you one. Is is there any content that you want to do that you haven't done yet? Like, do you have any ideas for any content that you want to do that you just haven't executed yet?
Yes, actually. So the there is one content that I there is one type of content that I actually tried to do it, but unfortunately, due to a reason beyond my control, I couldn't do it. And
Mm-hmm.
that is to do a mukbang, which is where it's a Korean thing. It's a Korean like ASMR thing where you watch the streamer eat a large amount of food on
Yeah.
stream, and that's something that was one of the things I wanted to do as a content creator, but unfortunately I was able to, and I was going to do it last a couple weekends ago, but unfortunately due to in real life commitments that came up at the last minute, I couldn't do that. But that's something
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to do. Another thing, I've only done it once, and I want to do it. I want to do it a bit more. Is cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, which is get into dress up as some of your favorite anime or fighting game characters and stuff like that. I just thought it looks cool. It's like shows like a different side of you and everything. So,
Yeah.
and that's another thing I've kind of wanted to do.
Okay,
So
so you want to go outside of gaming.
yes,
Okay. I think
yes,
that's awesome. Yeah, you have to, like we were talking about, you want to like diversify your content. Like I think that people who don't do games, they stand out even more as streamers because you don't get a lot of people that don't play games. So I think
right,
it's very interesting that the world now is like now everybody plays games. Like
right.
everybody and their
And their
mother are
mother
trying
plays
to become like a
games.
gaming streamer. Yeah.
Yeah, there are even some content creators that I've even seen some cooking content creators, and that's something that I've done a few times on my stream. It's
Hmm.
do a little do a little cooking, show you like what I can cook, on my cooking and everything. I've also I know some people that are into fitness that do some fitness related streams, which you guys are gonna hear this. Next week Friday, I'm actually gonna go for a new 1 rep match on my bench and my squat. So that I'm gonna live stream that next Friday. Uh, but yeah,
Nice.
so people, I think and that's I think like a lot of people get into content creating now is because you can do it's more than just games now. There's people they've even seen I've even seen people do the hot tubs, get in the hot
Hmm.
tubs and everything. I think I saw someone live stream them actually running a marathon at one on one
Oh
stream,
wow.
and I thought that was pretty interesting. So
Yeah. There's a lot of travel stuff too. Like my friend streams a lot from Disneyland. He started a whole YouTube channel just to like go look at different things and try different foods at Disneyland, and he does streams from there. It's really cool.
yeah,
It's all about
interesting.
Disneyland. It's
Dis-
just a Disneyland
Disneyland,
channel.
wow. Yeah, I've seen this is YouTube, but I seen there's a YouTube channel one of my best friends showed me where he literally goes inside abandoned stores, like store after stores are closed, they abandon the building. They'll go inside there and explore what used to be in there and everything, and then the history and everything. I think the most recent one I saw was they went into an abandoned Fry's, which is like down not too far from where I live actually. uh
Yeah.
I thought that was unique and interesting. So there'll be like a drone that will fly over the abandoned building, and then they'll have pictures and stuff of what's inside the building and everything. And I thought that was pretty interesting. So let's see. Let me catch up with the Iceman
Yeah,
hot
that's-
tub stream. Not happening.
Definitely very unique, but isn't that scary at the same time? Like going into an
Yeah,
abandoned
that's what I
store?
would. That's what I would
Like you
imagine.
don't know what's in there.
Is this crime watch? Stop. All right, guys. Well, I believe that is everything. I believe we are out of time here. Actually,
Okay.
we do have a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
So, nah, man. I have to lose a lot of body fat before I have to lose some of this. Look at this. Look. You see this belly fat right here? I gotta lose some of this before I can do a hot tub stream, man. So, anyway,
Okay, so let me say one last thing.
Okay.
So, regarding the whole YouTube versus Twitch thing, I cannot even tell you like the barrage of people every single day that tell me that I was wrong for going to YouTube. Like Twitch is the only place to live stream. If you want to be a streamer, you got to be on Twitch because that's where people stream. And I'm very adamant that people get out of this mindset because you don't want to just do what everybody else is doing. I mean, and it's not even that I want everybody to leave Twitch for YouTube. I mean, I kind of do, but at the same time, it's like, YouTube isn't going to be the right place for everybody. I just think that people need to do their research and not just kind of go off of hearsay. It's like, I get so many people that are like, well, I went to Twitch because that's where people stream. Or I was told that people stream on Twitch, so that's where I went. But you want to do your research. Don't just go there just because people said you should go there. Just, you want to branch out. You want to look at all of your options, make an informed decision because there's too many people out there. This is one of the reasons I started my Small Streamer Diaries is because I see too many people not even looking into it. Like all this stuff about Twitch news, like the Twitch ads thing, and then that news like a month ago where Twitch was talking about taking 50-50 from all subs. Some people didn't even know that happened. Like some people didn't were just like, oh, I heard something happened with Twitch, but I don't really know what. Or some of these smaller creators were just like, well, that doesn't apply to me. I'm just a small streamer. But you don't want to have that mindset. Like everything is going to apply to you. Like the big streamers going to YouTube, people will be like, that doesn't apply. That's like, that's a big YouTube or big streamer going to YouTube. That doesn't apply to me. Like it wouldn't be the right move for me to go to YouTube, which is not necessarily true, right? Like you just you want to do your research. Don't just go off of this ideal that like Twitch is the place to be streaming. And that's just like my whole philosophy is like you don't want to tie yourself to a platform just because everybody says it's the place to stream. Because I think Twitch simply like does not care about their creators. Like they literally have millions of people lined up to be partners every single day. If they just threw out the 50-50 across all subs and somebody was trying to sign up to be partner and they were like, I don't want you to take 50% of my subs, they wouldn't care. They would just be like, okay, thank you, next. Because there's so many people trying to become partner because Twitch just like has sold this idea of partner so well to people. And then you have these partners on Twitter saying, you don't get as much as you think you do when you're a partner. And then, all the stuff that we talked about here, like you can grow offline when you're on YouTube. I see people freaking out, absolutely freaking out if they can't stream on Twitch. Like if they just go on vacation for like a week, they like freak out because they're like, oh my God, I can't stream. And with YouTube, ever since I've been on YouTube, I've just had like so much less stress. And I think it's at least worth trying out instead of just immediately dismissing this idea just because like, oh, I don't think of YouTube as a place that people stream. But that can change. Like if everybody went to YouTube, that would definitely change. Like things change so quickly in the world of content creation. You want to keep yourself updated.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best advice you could give to anybody, like anyone into content creating. Kimmy brought up another good point. No one reads the fine print nowadays. Very, 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 very true. Very true. Alrighty, guys. That is going to do it for this episode of Chillin' Out. Once again, show your love for Miss Rebecca MC. And if you guys could, go subscribe to her YouTube channel, which is I'm gonna post the link in the chat here. It is youtube.com/C/RebeccaMC. Y'all can check out all of her live streams and her small streamer diaries there. And with that, we are going to go, as we do on every Twitch stream, we're going to send the love to someone. Rebecca, this is something I do at the end of every stream. Since you're the guest today, you get to decide who we raid out to on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Let me see who's online.
And Geek, thank you for subbing to my good friend Rebecca.
Thank you, Geek. Okay, let's see.
So everybody who Rebecca chooses to raid, we're gonna send them some love. Copy that raid message on.
All right, so I have this friend who is not online right now, but a member of his community is online.
Okay.
So let me post. Can I post links in here, or do you want me to just post his username?
You can post these. Yeah, you can post. You should be able to post links.
Okay.
Go ahead and post.
Or do you just need his username?
I just need his username.
Okay. I will just paste the username in there. Okay, so I don't talk to this streamer quite as much as I talk to my friend, but I know he is like a great member of my friend's community, which I am also a big part of that community. Hot Local Grandpa.
Hot Local Grandpa. That's a
great name also.
Yeah, that is a very unique name. So, by way of Miss Rebecca, we are going to go raid Mr. Hot Local Grandpa. And I've left out the D. Grandpa. There we go. You guys, go enjoy Mr. Hot Local Grandpa's stream. And again, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Chillin' Out. For Rebecca MC, my name is Iceman Prime. I will see you guys on the next one. Much love,
Hi guys. Thanks so much for watching.